Continuing my spring vlog here, lessons coming into the spring. And today we're going to talk about fashion, right? Fashion is something that, I don't know, I guess I was raised in it in a sense, just church going folk. I got baby pictures where I'm, suited and booted. Around like middle school time, I had went to this program called COD, Center for Leadership Development, and a lot of the programs required at least business casual. But like I said, that church, and then I think it was my junior year of high school, I worked at this suit store called Backrack. Pretty sure like their stores are closed now, but yeah, I just remember falling in love with it, man. Like falling in love with fashion and style being perceived well. And I think that is the point of dressing nicely and, smelling good and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Especially as like a guy, like usually it's to be attractive, or for anybody really, it is to be attractive. I remember coming to the understanding along the beginning parts of my spiritual journey of just how much energy I had put into my appearance and this external expression of myself, and just how much of my identity resided on the shell of who I was. Not that doesn't, like I said, not that doesn't account for anything, but I just put a lot of energy into it, and I hadn't put a lot of energy into my inner world and my emotions and, just my state of mental health, right? So as I began that journey, as I embarked on the, so-called journey of shadow work, that's when I allowed my hair to lock up. Yeah, I just wasn't dressing up as much. I mean, like, obviously I was still clean, like I wasn't, bumming or nothing like that, but that just wasn't where my mind was anymore, Cause I'd be on YouTube, looking up the best colognes, looking up style videos, how to lace my shoes, my dress shoes the right way, different things like that, like just really into the depths of the details. But I kind of just like relaxed my external expression of myself and really turned my energy inward, right? And that correlated with the time, like I said, that I grew out my locks. And like I freeformed. I just now started to get my hair like retwisted maybe like 2 years ago. But before that, it was just straight freeform locks. So I mean, my hair was growing however it was growing. And that was my biggest thing. Like when it came to my appearance, my hair was really my biggest attribute. That was the thing that I feel like I got complimented on the most. So, there's something about, getting compliments and recognition and appreciation and admiration that I like. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel warm, makes me feel seen. So there's nothing that I think is wrong with that. But I wasn't, like I said, putting enough time and energy into how I felt about myself and, how I felt inside, despite what anybody could see. You can't hide behind your appearance. You can't hide behind that mask forever. So I think a lot of the past 5 years for me has been allowing that mask to be off. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to integrate that aspect of myself back into my reality. Because the truth is, I love to look good. You know what I'm saying? I can't even hold you. I love to look good. I love to smell good. You know what I'm saying? I like to move like that. That's just my essence. You know what I'm saying? I like nice things. And yeah, I was going through my wardrobe the other day, just trying on different outfits, just seeing where I'm at right now. I gave away a lot of my ties and pocket squares. And I'm at a point where I'm really wanting to like get my wardrobe back together. You know what I'm saying? Like really put the time and energy into getting my stuff tailored. I definitely need to take some of my stuff to get steamed and maybe even spot cleaned or whatever. Because the thing with me when it comes to fashion, like, my fascination is in this concept of spreadzatur, right? It's really more than fashion, but in the context of fashion, it's about putting yourself together in such a way where it looks like you didn't try that hard, but it's still elegant. See what I'm saying? It's effortless elegance is what it's about. I think that is the epitome of, what I aspire to, like, just to dress myself in such a way that doesn't look, it doesn't look like I'm trying too hard, like I'm not, trying to be too flashy, like, but it's just unique and like it fits me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the essence of what style is about. Like, anybody can be fashionable, but few people understand their style. And I think that when it comes to that, it's a certain level of armor. It's a certain level of resistance too. And I got this book, Black Ivy. All right, and in this book, the author Jason Jules, he's talking about, he's going over this era in men's and black men's style where, African American men began to dress how they saw the Ivy League students dressing, right? But putting that flair on it, putting that spice on it, the seasoning, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that style, like that idea, like that, and I think my mind had kind of associated in my learning about African history and, just like being more nature-based, even like Rastafarianism, like looking into that. I think I began to associate looking nice and like dressing well with something that's white. And I think, that's probably a subconscious thing that a lot of us have as African American people. At the end of the day, like, there have been black professionals like this whole time, but when I went back into history and I learned about the Moors, and I believe it's Zerieb, right, a Moor who really brought the essence of when you get into menswear, there's, certain rules that people follow, right? The right fabrics for certain seasons, proper garments for certain things. But he also brought in, eating different things in different seasons and having, different course meals, right? But I say all that to say, that him, along with other people who we can classify as Moors, brought a lot of the things that we consider to be white to Europeans, right? In their fundamental essence, right? In their origins. So that's to say that dressing nice and looking good and having proper hygiene and having style is something that correlates with being African too. Style to me is an external expression of your sense of self, right? And like I said, in my personal journey, I was wearing it as a mask, but where it is that I'm at now with the understanding of myself that I'm at now, and just like what, I like, that I truly like and know about myself, I'm really ready to explore that in fashion again. And I enjoy it, like it's fun. You know what I'm saying? I got my suits that I have, but I also really like the casual wear. I think, I really want to get in that sweet spot of like business casual and up my accessory game. I need some more pocket squares and ties. Just playing with fabrics and colors and, doing that for myself. Because I notice in recent times, I've been talking about, I don't really have anywhere to go, so that's why I haven't been dressing up. But that's not true, man. I mean, I can go wherever I want to. I can go to a coffee shop if I want to and just dress nice. And I wanna talk about in another video this concept of the Moors, right? Because I'm working on a project exploring the life of what I think a modern Moor would live, right? So this includes fashion, just lifestyle, things like that, all grounded in historical research, right? And yeah, just exploring that expression. The point in the lesson of self-image, right, is that your self-image should be grounded in self-knowledge, right? Or in other words, what it is that you express externally, how it is that you put yourself together out in the world, and how you live your lifestyle should align with what it is that you know about yourself. In order to know things about yourself, you have to sit with yourself. In order to move forward and really move more freely, it requires me to get back into this external expression of the things that I genuinely enjoy, right? So, yeah, I'm excited to explore this aspect of things this year. The way that we view ourselves and the way that we present ourselves is an important aspect of the human experience. It is a part of the whole. But ultimately, the true depth and breadth of this experience has to do with how we feel about ourselves within. So I'm grateful for all the opportunities and time that I've had to spend there within. And I'm grateful for the journey and the exploration and the creativity that has been present in the journey coming outward, right? Coming outward from that place of self-knowledge. So yeah, much peace and many blessings to all. I'll catch you in the next one. All right.